that pops up.
It's very cold.
Are you cold?
Yeah, a little bit.
You need some single malt.
That'll work.
I feel that it is 41 degrees in my office right now. My computer loves it though.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're +3 here.
All right. Hello and welcome. It is Sunday. It is the Snowbirds meeting room. Shadow Spectre 11 with Joker, Everett, Direwolf, Red
Hello.
Tail, Bacon Lord, and Poco. Today I'm going to talk about 322, the new ships, the patch notes, and the ISC. What Jared said at the end of the ISC. Plus, I have a quick video of the tech preview that I went into earlier today. And there is something that people don't know about this, and this just came down from one of the um, devs from CIG about what you're seeing when you're using the display info. Okay, so I'm going to kick it over and get us going. So just going in directly into the scene.
Roger that, flight. I'm good.
All right, so to start off with, we're going to go to patch notes. The patch notes for 322, Brian, as we all know, went live on Thursday after the ISC, and they showed off the Rambler, they showed off the X1, and they also showed off the Santoki. And then Jared did his at the end of it, what is coming in 2024, the first half. And then the patch dropped right after that. So, pretty exciting. Uh, there are some things that everybody is still there's some things that still need to be worked out with it. The settlements, going to the settlements and leaving, has gotten much better. The frame rate is better than it was in the EPTU, and I think we can all agree on that. That's a good thing. There were people crashing or getting kicked to desktop on that. It's gotten a lot better. So, give me one moment. Okay, so to start off with, just to go through it, if you haven't downloaded it yet, it is a pretty extensive build. It's a little bit bigger than the 321. So there is a short-term database reset, long-term persistent reset, no. So whatever you had, if you had some reputation or contacts that you made uh, last in the last patch, those stayed. The rep levels, I don't think they persisted, if I'm correct. Um, if you didn't lose any money, ships, some people lost ships probably. I know I did not lose ships that I purchased in game. So the new features basically were locations, the additional settlements, structural salvage, inventory openable cargo containers, and the ships and vehicles, which is the Santoki, the Origin X1, X1 Velocity, and the X1 Force, and the new Drake Cutter Rambler. So there was also the feature updates, which was the hair, locations at Microtech with denser forest, increased Crusader planet Comrie, range to encompass all of the planet. And then you've got your gameplay, the procedural weapon recoil and FPS combat balance. Uh, Shield components have been removed from most bikes, hover bikes, which some people who have the X1, the Apoa Nox, and the Dragonfly, they took the shields away, which was kind of weird, but it is what it is. Um, Vehicles added to the PU shops. The Mirai Furies and the Hull C is now in the game, and armor prices have been increased across the board, excluding flight suits and undersuits. We know that the weapons, a lot of people are not happy with the change to the FS9. uh, Getting taken down from 120 to 75 is pretty drastic, um, but it is what it is. Uh, so the bug fixes, they did a wall of bug fixes, as we all know. We still have some known issues that need to be worked out on. Arena Commander got its updates, the experimental modes about uh, the ships, the Buccaneer, Gladius, F7C, M, Super Hornet, and the Warden are now able to be used in master modes. Testing. We got the new maps. We got Bloodshot Ridge, Maker's Point, and Pyro Jump Point for the classic race. Bloodshot with all game modes excluding classic race and Pirate Swarm. Maker's Point, all FPS modes. So there were some ship system and balancing. There's a death recap. There's achievements. The achievements have changed. So if you got some before, you should be okay. Experimental modes, details, bug fixes, front end, maps, and systems. So there was a lot done to this patch. It was pretty extensive, and the gameplay that I've had so far in it has been pretty good. I've enjoyed it. So anybody got any questions on 322? Patch notes.
You said the whole D was available in game?
Whole C.
Oh, C. Okay.
Yeah. Whole C went to buyable in game with this one. So it's 15 mil. And the Furies are available. So they're pretty decently priced. So it's all good.
Sounds good.
And anybody got any thoughts, comments on 322?
No.
I say 3.2 is running really well. I'm liking the new settlements, and I'm at one of the new settlements right now in Hurston, and it's running really good. No frame derate or anything like that. So I mean, it's a good patch. I like it.
Okay, so it is better. When I went and checked them out, they were pretty good. Much better than they were in the EPTU. Okay, so I'm going to move on to the next, which is the Santaki Eye. So there's still an issue with the Santaki Eye clipping into the ground at this point, but they did say they were going to work on that, get that completed, and go from there. Um, the weapons, they're in the works of being adjusted um, because they have a high fire rate and the damage, from what I hear, is pretty high. So that's going to be adjusted. Don't know when that's coming, but for what this ship is, it's a beautiful ship. Very maneuverable, very fast, and I was like really impressed with the maneuverability of the ship. Um, I did a video on it already. Uh, did a few things with it. Taking it into combat, it was devastating. Uh, the missiles weren't working. I haven't tried that and see if it's can be changed, where you can put different types of missiles on it. So that's another thing that I've got to look at. Um, Beautiful ship. And Joker, yes, you did. You got me. You got me hooked on the paint.
Oh yeah.
So you've got your factory standard, which is a good-looking paint. Um, you've got the hot rod red, which looks
Yes, sir.
it's very nice. Then you've got the black, which is a pearlescent. That looks sweet. It's a sweet one. And you've got your red and white. Now your red and white is concierge, and it may go away. So you may want to take a look at that real quick and check it out. So you've got your standalone options, and you only get 6 months insurance on the ship.
You said red and white on the concierge paint?
Say again?
Oh, the concierge paint on the Sakaki is red and white or white
It,
and gold?
it's white and it has red accents on the engines.
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay, cool.
Um, AR Tech, what's up? So with that, I thought that would be um, something to bring up, but you can upgrade to the Santaki Eye if you buy it War Bond. It's 220. If you buy it standalone, it is 240. You can buy buy it 220 War Bond with the concierge paint, or you can get them separately. Um, I thought the ship was sweet. I love it. Um, that is one of my ships that definitely is a keeper. But the next alien ship that I get is going to be the Blade. Uh, a tribunal. It does sound like some the car one of the cars from the Jetsons. It does sound like that. Um, Anybody got any thoughts, questions, and insights on the Santaki Eye?
Well, I could tell you those guns do those rip shields up on those Sakaki guns. They rip those shields down really, really fast. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
even with the Sataki Eye, or if you put them on a different ship, the Sataki Eye does have a higher capacity on the battery.
Mm-hmm.
But I did test it out, and I put them on my front turret, the little turret, size 3 on my Redeemer. It's 280 shots if I put them on there, and oh my god, it just rips ERTs, shields, or bounding shields easily. So Sakahi guns are very powerful for right now, like you said. But until they do that, I mean, really good guns.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Uh, Artec the Raylan is your next alien ship you're getting. Okay. Yeah. Uh, quite a few people are waiting for that one to drop. Tribunal, the paints are really nice. They are really well done. Very, very textured, and they're just awesome. I just got it. That black one is one that I'm definitely gonna get. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. So, any other thoughts on the Santok yacht before we move on to the next?
Yeah, one thing. Is there a cargo hold where you can put your armor and your weapons? Because I've seen a video where they have this pop out panel where you can add your stuff to it and then close it off.
It does have storage. It does have storage. There's a
Nice.
button on the side uh, where you enter the cockpit and you can put some stuff in there, but it also has weapons racks. They're in the front.
Okay.
So when
Well,
the first part of when the nose extends, that's where you can see places to put stuff. But it has four places in the rear of the ship that you can see all the components. So yeah, once you change something out, you'll be able to see it. Yep. Any? Go ahead, Bacon Lord. You got a question?
Oh, no, sorry. I almost made it to the spaceport in Lorville before I 30K'd.
Ouch. They're still there. So anyway, anything else on the Santaki Eye?
It is a beautiful ship.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm getting all three paints right now, sir.
Uh,
Gotta get it.
I knew it. I knew it. Okay, so I'm gonna move on to the newest cutter. So the Rambler. It is the actual Winnebago of the Cutter series because the habitation area has been extended. You do lose two SCU, just like the Scout, but your original Cutter has the four SCU, and it's still a good ship for a starter. But the Rambler, like I say, you do lose a little bit with it, but it is a little bigger. So they did extend the habitation area a bit, and it's a cool little ship. It's just one of those ships that you grow to love. I don't know about the range because I haven't taken it out yet, but the range should be the same. Uh, I'll find out when I take it out for a run, see what it's like. This is your LTI token at $45. So that's your LTI for right now. You got your war bond offers, you got your different packs, you got credit offers. Standalone is $50, so you can use store credit. You got your different paints and things of that nature. So, and you can upgrade to it. It's not a bad little ship.
So if it's a Winnebago, where do I put my X1?
the the back end, from what I hear, can fit maybe an X1, but I know I think you can get a PTB in the back. So I haven't, like I said, I haven't really had a chance to test the ship. Other other content creators have, and they did go through it kind of extensively. So, any thoughts? Any comments on the cutter? Hello.
The Rambler's the one where they added the extra fuel tank on top.
I believe so. I believe so. Like I say, I didn't do anything with this ship yet, so I'm gonna hop in today while I'm on and check it out and see what type of fuel, quantum fuel capacity it has. Because the original cutter, you could fly all over the system and not have to fuel up.
Yeah, I think it has 60,000, something like that.
I
Or
don't know.
6,000, 6,000, 6,000.
Yeah, I don't know. I have to get in there and find out more about it. But is there a fuel difference between the Rambler and the Scout? I haven't had a chance to see. I don't know. I don't have a Scout, and I think the Scout lost some quantum fuel. I'm not sure. But the Rambler, I'm gonna check out today, see how much it has, and see how far I can go through the verse and stuff like that.
I was wondering what that thing was on top. I thought it was an atmospheric ram scoop so you can refill your Winnebago and move on.
It's the
Hmm.
luggage rack.
Fishing gear.
Right. So, any questions? Well, we can take a look at the Scout real quick. Okay. Your specifications on the Scout. Let's drop down a little bit. Now, it doesn't have that, but it does have where I
Oh,
can
no,
look
no,
at
no.
the.
Yeah, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, up there. No.
Oh, that's a
I don't know.
PDF. Okay, I'll have to take a look at that and check on the PDF and stuff like that. But I did, to tell you the truth, I didn't know the cutter had missiles.
It also has missile shields that slide forward.
Hmm.
Yeah, I know those on the sides. Yeah,
Hmm.
but I thought it was a cool little ship. And as you all know, I'm not a major fan of the Drake ships, but the original cutter is a very cool starter ship. It's multi-role. It gives you more cargo and things like that. So it can go all over the system with that.
It's definitely got range.
Oh, huge, huge range. So on to the next. If anybody's got anything else, go ahead and comment.
Yeah, one more thing. I like to see a cutter hospital ship because it has that range. My my current one, Pisces, it just you just get from one planet to another and you have to refuel.
Agreed. Agreed. Uh, a cutter medical going in, going out at a distance. It can't go heavily into it, but it would be kind of cool. Couple beds in it, be awesome.
I'm about to take a Rambler from Microtech to Area 18 back and forth, and I'll let you know how many times I can go.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I kind of doubt it too with Cutlass Red, but it would be a little bit. It would be kind of awesome to have it. Okay, so I'm gonna head on into the X1. Now, the X1, as you know, people were waiting for this ship for a long time, and it finally dropped. The X1 is fast. It's maneuverable for what it is. Your base variant has just a the weapon on it is not that great. Go ahead.
Chris? Oh, there's different ones.
It
Got it.
has the velocity does not
Uh,
have any weapons. The racing variant does not
all
have
right, let
any
me
weapons.
find out.
The X1, the base version, the weapon on it is the size 1. It's I believe it's a cannon. It's not a repeater. I'm gonna go with the Force is the best one because the velocity is just a racer. It doesn't have any weapons. And your X1 Force has a shield. The other two do not. They took the shields off. So I upgraded my X1 base to the X1 Force. So it's a sweet little bike. I like it. Um, so there you have your weapon on the X1. And with the Force, you get a repeater. So, and your shield. And it's a little heavier than the X1 itself, and it's definitely heavier than the Velocity. So, it all depends on which one you want. It all depends on which one you want. But the Force, I think, is the better addition. So, you've got your different paint variants. And here, this is where it says the mass. Yeah, they make you bounce real good. That's for sure. The X1 is 17,000.5 kilograms. The Force is 1726.5. And the velocity, as you can see, is dropped dramatically at 1594.5 kilograms. You got your paint variants, you got your standards, you got your shadow, which I have on my X1 Force, and you got your supersonic, and then you got the blue shift. The paints are very nice for what they are. Um, I got this one for my X1, for my X1 Force. Um, you've got your offers, so you can get all three for 125. But remember, this has been out of in concept for a long time, and every time it comes out, the insurance changes. So right now, you've only got 6 months on this if you pick it up. So it's all up to you how you want to do it. And remember that this goes along with the 400. So finally, the 400 has its exploration vehicle. And Joker took his out and checked it out, and it does fit inside there. It bounces around a little bit until they get a little bit more stability in there, but it does go inside. And your 400i is at $250 right now. So there you go. Any questions and thoughts on the X1? Nope.
How stable is it getting off of it? Because I haven't used it, but does it break dance like some of the other ones?
No. Actually, it does not.
That is good to know.
When I did my test video for the X1 and took it around a bit, and when I was able to get on and get off, I didn't have a problem. It didn't bounce. You know what I'm saying? It's a little bit weird to get used to starting it up. I think there's a keybinds thing that needs to be worked out. But other than that, I enjoyed it. Any other thoughts? They need vehicle pads on ship to lock the X1. Yeah, good point. It would be a good thing. Everything good? We can move on? Okay. So, I've got that open, and Luminalia is still going on for those that have. I haven't picked up any of the gifts. I have a couple of them I couldn't sell, so they're at 50 credits per package once you find them. And this, I've already gone through this, my calendar, so we have the freelancer paints, we got the cookie jar, the vulture paint. The vulture paint is awesome. The blue and white one, love it. We got prospector paints, we got the cup. Prospector paint looks good. Got the Pico's shirt, and we also got the cutter paints as well so far. That will change tomorrow when that is available. And then you've got your offerings, your starter packs, you've got your subscription passes, ships that include the holiday paints and things of that nature. So that's what's going on with that. All right. I'm going to head into the ISC. And I'm going to skip forward to the part where Jared was talking about what's coming in the next quarter. So give me a moment while I speed up a little bit and get to his part. Okay, 10 minutes in. And here we go.
For players, new maps for Arena Commander, and more. But since this is our last episode of the year, we have a tradition here at ISC of looking back at everything that's happened the last 12 months and reliving some of our favorite moments. And, well, look, 2023 was good. Great even if you gloss over that little rough patch in the middle there. But heading into the new year, all that I can really think about is everything that's on the horizon that's about to make 2024 the biggest and baddest year of our project yet. So if it's all right with you, I'd like to indulge myself, maybe switch out my CIG cap and put my backer hat on and tell you what has me excited about this next year for the Persistent Universe in a segment that I'm calling Disco Lando's Star Citizen 2020 Forecast. Now, without talking specific dates, let's discuss what's being targeted and currently on.
Without talking about specific dates. Remember that, because that's important. Just going to say.
Track for release in just the first half of 2024, starting with Master Modes, the new way to pilot and operate ships we've been discussing since CitizenCon 2952. Now, whether that's every ship or a staggered rollout of groups of vehicles depends on how work progresses, but it's a major change to the way spaceships operate in the Persistent Universe, and you can be sure that we'll update on it more when the time comes. And of course, when your ships aren't in flight, they can be stored in the newly persistent hangars that are arriving with freight elevators, freight kiosks, and the new cargo transaction system that we've shared on both ISC and this year's CitizenCon. Now, all combined, they form the next major evolution of cargo careers and will also have far-reaching, broader implications for the entire Star Citizen experience. And then outside of vehicles and hangars, there's also a variety of FPS combat improvements coming to the first half of 2024, with improvements to reloading, the weapon wear and misfire system.
For those that are wondering about the reloading, on your armor, you can clip so many magazines, right? If you run out, and if you have magazines in your backpack, this is supposed to be where you can pull magazines from your backpack and load it into the weapon. So it is going to take longer to reload, but with that, that's what they said in CitizenCon. So that's going to be cool. I think it's going to be really nice. Yep, only 4 grenades too.
Scopes and dynamic crosshairs and charge and drain and even more we'll be able to show you once we return in the new year. And then outside of strictly FPS combat, there are new player character features coming, like the updates to the EVA system, the visor and lens system, loot screens, default item interactions in the personal interaction system, and there's even new shopping and mission apps in development now. And while we're talking about apps, the first half of 2024 is also currently scheduled to see the arrival of our new character customizer.
Okay. 2024. This is where they said they're going to put this in. It is not in 322 yet. If they implement it into 322.0, it'll be a .1, .2, .3. We don't know. They may put it in a whole new patch of 3.23. We have no idea. So just giving you a heads up on that. The beards and everything and the customization is coming. We just don't know when. No dates.
With things like tattoos, piercings, scars, and yes, Virginia, it's true, beards. And as for how many and of what kind, only Andre knows for sure, but you can bet we're going to ask him sometime around March. And then, of course, if you're in-game, there's also a little thing called Mobiglass and an awfully big thing called Star Map.
Those two right there. I think we all can say, I would like to see these first than anything else. Give me the new Mobiglass and the Star Map. That's how I would like to see it.
Yeah, I agree, Shadow. That me, I'd like to see those first.
I mean, that is a much needed thing besides your what you call it. So, just saying. All right.
They're both getting their big updates in the first half of next year. And have I mentioned those enormous distribution centers that'll be the new microcosm homes for every gameplay and mission feature that exists in Star Citizen, as well as the 4, 5, 6, let's just say several new and updated vehicles that are making their way to the persistent universe in just the first 6 months of 2024? I did, just now. Now you can check those off. Whew. Okay, so real talk. CIG hat back on.
And a hockey
Now,
smile.
you're probably looking at your screen and saying to yourself, what about Pyro and 4.0? Well, don't fret. The things that we just covered are those that aren't too dependent on continuing foundational tech work like server meshing. So we feel pretty confident in targeting everything that we just shared for the first 6 months. But when it comes to something as enormous as the complete Pyro system in Alpha 4.0, well, that's where the new preview channel comes into play. Now that said, Alpha 4.0 is currently targeting a summer 2024 release, but that won't mean that you have to wait until then to play it or learn more about it. That's because in 2024, we'll continue doing play tests like the one we just completed, and you'll be able to follow along with its development firsthand on the preview channel. That's the planets, moons, space stations, settlements, and outlaw lifestyle that comes within the Pyro system, but also an entire host of additional new features, content, and quality of life improvements like, fully functional jump points, the new quantum travel system, new vehicle HUD and MFD work, resource management, hacking, and much, much more, all being worked on in tandem. The preview channel will let you and us test 4.0 together while maintaining the stability of the persistent universe with all those other great additions we just discussed. And then, in the summer of 2024, two become one, and we can avoid that thing that didn't quite go the way that we'd hoped.
The holiday live stream?
And then, just because we're cheeky, there are still some things better left for you to discover on your own. And don't forget, we haven't even talked about the back half of the year yet. All in all, 2024 is shaping up to be the watershed year for Star Citizen. And if we've learned anything this year, it's that through the trials of 318 to the successes of CitizenCon and everything in between, before that and coming up next, Star Citizen is a project that continues to iterate, to evolve, and to embody an experience you simply can't find anywhere else, whether that's in the universe or within our community that makes all this possible. So thank you for helping us reach the heights that we have, and buckle up for the journey still ahead. We're in for one hell of a year. For Inside Star Citizen, I'm Jared Huckabee. Thanks for letting us share the process of game development with you, and we'll see you all here next year.
All right. So, to clear up any of the questions and stuff that was coming out, that's what Jared said. No confirmed dates, but that's what they have planned. So we go from there. The next roadmap roundup won't be until February. That's what they have stated, and we go from there. So won't see any updates in that until that changes. Sharing points of interest coordinates will be yes. Sharing it with your party members and pinpointing that type of stuff, that's going to be just amazing. So,
Yeah, that'd be good to have a pop-up map that you can put your coordinates on.
it's a big thing. It's a big thing. Okay. So,
Comes in handy for races.
yes, definitely. So, for those that were able and are able to download the tech preview, it is with the replication layer test. So, here's the notes on that, and it will run until Sunday evening. So, if you've got any feedback on there, please throw it in there through Spectrum and give your ideas and thoughts and let them know what's going on. We will have a 3-hour focused play test to gather server captures and live QA team for more focused data. So they're probably going to open up something on Spectrum so people can ask questions and stuff like that and throw in their thoughts. But
That's in the PTU.
it's in the tech preview channel. It's open to all
Okay.
backers. Open to
All
all
right.
backers. Now, something came out just recently, and there was a lot of questions if the server meshing was being tested. Okay? And it is not. It is the replication layer test. And somebody in it, if you bring up your display console in game, it'll say server meshing true. It's not. Here in this passage right here, I see a few questions here about server meshing enabled true or false mean. If your client shows false, then it is currently connected directly to a single game server. Exactly the same as you would on the live now and in previous patches. But if your client shows server meshing enabled true, then your client and all other clients on the same shard are connected to the replication layer for that shard. In this test with the replication layer, we are only running one DGS. So it is not full server meshing with multiple game servers in the same shard. This is a hindsight text. Server meshing enabled was a mistake, and we should have written replication layer enabled. But this is what happens when we let programmers write player facing messages unsupervised. I hope it's clear as things up a little. I'd just like to add thank you to everyone taking part in this test. We are getting a lot of valuable information, identifying issues that we need to fix. Having you all participate in the test is a really massive help for us. So, I hope that clears that up because that just came down. This it said it came down yesterday, so I didn't see this until later today. So, what I'm going to do now, I have a video that shows me in a server in tech preview that has the console up, so you can check it out. I'm going to move my camera because it's going to block what you see, and I don't want to do that. So give me a moment. Move that down there so you'll be able to see it. Okay, here we go. Going full screen and gonna back it up a little bit. So in the corner, I've got it set up. I was getting 42 frames per second or higher, and it increased during quantum flight. Here it shows the server FPS at like 4.3, but it says server meshing enabled. True. So I was on this, and I was in a replication layer shard. So that's what you're going to see during this test, and it ends later today. So just giving you something real quick, that's what it was. And I appreciate the likes and the views and everything like that. And that is going to conclude the Snowbirds meeting room for today. I hope you all enjoyed it. And thank you for Joker being here, Redtail, Bacon Lord, Poco, Direwolf dropping in. And I will see you all next Sunday for the Snowbirds meeting room.
Okay. Catch you later. Have a good day.
Yep, you
Later,
too.
later.
And I'm
Later.
Shadow Spectre 11.
Later. Have a good day.
See you all next week.